It has been 24 hours since Tim Walz was named Kamala Harris's running mate. Expectedly, his entire life has become an open book on the internet. The netizens have clung on to one chapter specifically. It's on China. Fresh out of college, Tim Walz had moved to China for a year. He was working under a Harvard University program where he taught high schoolers English and American history. Coincidentally, it was 1989, the same year of Tiananmen Square massacre. Here's a quick history recap. On 4th of June 1989, hundreds and thousands of people were out on the streets demanding political reforms. But the day ended with bloodshed as tanks rolled into Beijing's Central Square. Chinese still today cannot talk much about the incident for fear of government clampdown. Coming back to Walz, he has painted a very different picture of China, very different to what's shown to the Americans. He once described his decision to teach in China as, and I'm quoting, one of the best things he has ever done in life. Remember, Walz met his future wife, Gwen Whipple, during the same stay in China. The couple even returned to China for their honeymoon. While in a rom-com, this would be a perfect script, for Americans it might not sit too well. Washington has actively painted Beijing as an arch enemy. In fact, a recent poll by Pew Research shows around 4 in 10 Americans say that China is an enemy of the United States. Relations have deteriorated, there is a trade war going on, and diplomacy efforts are sporadic at best. At a time like this, Tim Walz's old comments are resurfacing. Like this one that he made in the year 2016. He had said, and I'm quoting, "I don't fall into the category that China necessarily needs to be an adversarial relationship. There are many areas of cooperation that we can work on." End of quote. 2016, interestingly, is the same year Americans brought Donald Trump to the White House. The Republican nominee has had an anti-China stance throughout. In fact, his businessman instincts come to fore when he says Taiwan should pay the United States for defense since Taipei doesn't give, quote-unquote, anything back. For American voters, this is a polarizing election. The Democrats and Republicans stand on opposing ends of the policy spectrum. Kamala Harris has more or less towed the same line as Biden's when it comes to China, but she hasn't been very vocal against or in favor of Beijing. Her running mate's China connection is bound to be weaponized by the Republicans. Whether it is Walz's business setup or meeting with the Dalai Lama, everything will make headlines, more so in the next few weeks. So the question is, will he be an asset or a liability? For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.